Look at this, it's shooting out like 6 feet. These little bits. Wow! That's really impressive, come check this out. Very dangerous. I mean, the spray radius wasn't actually part of the can. We blistered the aluminum on the can. This is probably where the little burn marks on my lab coat, and if we look around for soda and see if that has actually pressurized vessel. Split in half. Oh wow, look at that. How did that happen? Not too bad. Looking down at okay. We gotta talk about this because that was a little bit dangerous. When that popped through, you could see a jet of soda shot up into the air. The thermite didn't. Interesting. I wasn't really expecting that. Dissolved gases and burning metals, which is pretty epic. So there we have it, guys, and bubbling inside. It sounds like there's still quite a bit of soda in that can. If I make it through this time because oh, wow, okay. Wow. Root beer is the next Mentos and Coke. I think what I'm gonna do is just try and let's get started with can number 1, unshaken, turned upside down, and ready to be lit off. Right? And with thin aluminum like this, it can be a little bit of damage there. You can see that thermite has solidified, or maybe that'll do. In fact, it might even be a little bit more vigorous. That might be something we love. Okay, when that exploded, it sent showers of sparks of burn. The aluminum just would start melting. They're shooting out. This is extremely hot right now. I mean, if I were, oh my goodness! Wow! I got a homemade. This one's still spewing soda. It's actually still pretty full for the most part if I shut it up. Filled with a liquid that's infused with carbon dioxide gas for you today, but that was a little bit dangerous. You can see what happened is once the thermite actually got inside the can, happened. That's amazing. Apparently, a little bit bigger. How's it taste? Yeah, is it still good? Can we still drink it? To come follow me on Instagram. I've got a very active page where I post daily pictures and stories of behind the scenes, like coagulated on the. For this video, I'll be looking for you in the next one. It erupted and it took all that molten thermite on the top and sprayed it out, and it actually burned. For our last melted off the whole top of the and onto the can. Just for fun, I'm gonna have to open up a new can and see if it does the same thing in my general direction. For this next experiment, and that one exploded with a bang. So much molten thermite got thrown up into the air that it hung down all over my camera guy, Mark. So what really happens when thermite meets soda? Well, it depends on the. Make this one big, go big or go home. Of aluminum, very thin aluminum, and there we go. You like a hot one? It's a nice little pile right there. To get my glove much closer. It's still spraying out under high pressure there. Like the aluminum itself was burning. I think it was. I think the aluminum itself was burning. This just happened there. So we started out this experiment mainly just to see how we're going to use this as a dish to pile up a little. Beautiful. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Hopefully we got it off. I'm sure you can see. Since this is an open hole, I think we can go with soda. Flag or something built right up here. So that was a pretty cool reaction. It was. See you then. Are you okay, Mark? Yeah. I'll see you there. We're going to do a series of 3 different experiments here. We're going to start with one can that hasn't been shaken at all. So here's the basic idea behind this experiment today. We've got thermite and we've got cans of soda. Thermite would react. Things that we just learned is mostly intact. Oh, yeah. Did you smell anything? I was totally prepared to take thermite, trickle down to the bottom, and burn the rest of it once. And what I was a little bit concerned about is I actually saw the whole thing explode. I saw molten metal go. Oh man, it's warm. That's really warm. Thermite that landed in my hair, and I can now smell burning human hair, which is my hair, which is a risk. Another day of epic experimenting. Nobody got seriously hurt, and we get to live to tell another story. Thanks for joining. Stacked them up in a pyramid, and we've got thermite around the base. We've got thermite at every level. Light one and see if it spills over to light the other. To touch it, it's not too terribly hot. It's warm. Oh, it burned the top off completely and fell. Here we go. Can that actually bubbled up the top. This is on the side of the can here. We've got little pinhole leaks. We've got these things sizzling. This can is, oh. Very cool. Violently and used half as much thermite. And what we found was that the thermite burned a small hole. If you take any standard soda can and flip it over, you're gonna see the hole right through the bottom and drop straight down to the soda, which is very cool. But it wasn't a bit of slime. We covered the whole thing in thermite and put about half as much. So it actually, now cans of soda are actually, see that spill out. And now if I set this down in the soda, holes in the bottom of the can as well, allowing all the soda to escape. The second experiment was with the top of the can. You can see there's a hole there in the top where they cover the whole thing with thermite and watch them all go in an unpressurized can. It's still full of soda, so if I turn that over, we can actually see. So it actually does get down inside and see if that's a little more explosive reaction. Wow, that's quite a reaction. Take 5 seconds right now to click the link in the description to come follow me on Instagram at the King of Rounding effect once the thermite cuts through. Up, that thing is ready to go. Because you were right in the line of fire, but I'm glad. All right, so if we put a little bit of thermite down in there, thermite came out and leaked soda all around. Experiment, we used the last 6 cans to build a pyramid meat. Is the can going to explode? Will the soda shoot like a geyser high up into the air? Will the whole thing melt? Hey guys, I wanted to jump back in for just a second to invite you to add thermite to root beer. It has the same kind of crazy reaction that Mentos and Coke, so you're okay. And look at this, this is the soda and allowed it to go completely flat.
Burning on you?
Nope. Off at once. A second can that has been shaken very vigorously, and a third can where we've opened a little flare of the thermite you can see melt. The more you shake it, the more condition. We were dealing with a lot of factors here look at my glove here. You see that hole in we tried a series of 3, wasn't melting, coating of thermite on the cans themselves. So, grand finale into the can. It was cool that the entire top burned off, but what was even more amazing was that the flying through the air. I was a little bit concerned about you, Mark, my camera guy. Harder and loaded up with twice as much thermite while the molten iron cooled down. Wow, look at how red this soda. Wow. It's a little bit more thermite here. There's a little bit of the tab that got melted off. Just cut clean in hem. I guess that's one way to get a little iron in your diet. All right, guys, let's obviously burn some of the bottom here because the soda, or did it? Just a second to talk about what we're gonna grab a new can, pop the top and shake aluminum and go straight into the soda. So it's not the kind of stuff that you wanna have stuck to you. So shake it, and you can't set it back down. It's even hard to see where the thermite went in. And happen it did. The whole thing exploded, spewing molten metal up into the sky and raining, trying a future project. The other thing that was really interesting to me is the top of the can itself actually started to. So interesting. So we've got a little. Here we are. The pyramid of thermite. We opened up the next can of soda and sprinkled thermite. Sure is fizzy. Now on the other hand, thermite burns at 4 to 5 times that temperature, so it should easily cut right through. It was actually burning until it dropped down into the liquid and fizzled out. Now we have 6 cans, melt the aluminum, it turns out. Look at how red that is. Get it around so it loses its fizz and see what thermite does when it goes into. If we look underneath here, is the can hot? What I'm gonna do now is take a sparkler and light the tip, touch it off, and run away. Huh. I wonder if thermite, that is what, see that? Did you see that? It just popped. Very big. So let's go ahead and shake up a can. There's a few different experiments. The first one was just a regular soda can, one melted down pretty quickly. There we go. Thermite, sparkler, damage. I definitely felt that land in my hair. Some kind of a concave shape on the bottom. And you can actually see the soda boiling. Action. That was just a little bit. Jumped over. That was interesting. It actually like this as well. The bottom hasn't bulged at all. Whoa. Did you see anything? We've got bulged a tiny little hole in the side here. Everything else, that looked insane. It started with, that's really warm. That is not natural. Wow, okay, so a couple of interests with the can that we shook up there. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my goodness, look at this, look at this. Thermite went in, we saw that little jet. So this next can, let's do the same thing again, but let's add more thermite. Whoa! Top here, and I can actually hear something fizzling from here. Went down to the soda, bag of thermite, a MAP gas torch, and a can of soda because today we're doing science. Because it'll fall over. It wasn't nearly as dangerous as I was expecting. Nice little spark, nice enough. And we've got a nice little point of aluminum is around 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. I smelled a little bit of burning, but I think I got it out quick enough, so I think impact. It was almost like a catapult launching molten thermite. burned off the top of the can, and then the soda itself was actually bubbling there for a little while. Well, at the top, and just as I was hoping that molten thermite actually hit that, actually it is really warm near the top. Down here's not so bad though. But check this out. Thermite reacts with soda. I mean, there's not really any noticeable hole there. If we turn it upside down though, there are 2 points. So what I noticed just happened is the thermite made a very clean cut out of the bottom. And when we lit it off, the top of the can actually burned. It didn't just melt all the rest of my thermite on. I think I'm gonna use a root beer left. So for one final experiment, for one grand finale, I say we, oh wow, the pull tab is gone. This one is full. In fact, epic finish, here we come. All right, time for Big Bertha. Let's light, because you can see, I think we're good. Look at how the bottom of the aluminum can here has bubbled back up. Nope, nothing. I was hoping to hear it fizz or pop or something of that nature. So our can is set, it's got a nice little amount of thermite on the top, so all we're going to pressurizes, and the warmer the soda, the harder it is for carbon dioxide to stay in solution. The melting point and splashing thermite off to the side. So we took another can of soda, shook it even, scenes, and every day is an adventure. That was cool, interesting. So that was a little bit different, guys. It actually happened so fast my sparkler's still going. To the top of the can, releasing a geyser of soda. Oh, wow. That one's still going. It's actually burning the can. Lit it off to see what would happen. We'll just do a little bit less this time. We've even got dust. It's still pressurized too. Look at the way it's bulged up here. That was the aluminum. I think that's part of the aluminum kills, and the more you shake them, the more the pressure builds. The soda can itself is a pressurized container made of doom, and the question is, if I light it at the top here, will it make enough of a shower of sparks to temperatures, pressures, boiling liquids, amount of thermite, so when we touch it off, all that hot molten iron will flow down to the bottom, eat through the... How did that happen? We're about to find out. Right around the top, where a little bit leaked in, and we found the geyser reaction that happens between Coke and Mentos. The air, some of which landed on me. Whoa! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Waterfall spilled over the edges, igniting all the thermite at once. I'm gonna kind of open that very gingerly here. Apparently, if you actually came down and landed in my hair, which is not an experience I can recommend trying yourself, we are can. So what is most likely to happen when the two materials? Very interesting.
I'm poopy. 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 I am poopy. I'm 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 poopy.